What's up, everyone? Cody back here. Going to be bringing you guys a 5% 10-lap race at the Daytona 500. Difficulty is going to be set to 75%. Damage will be full. I've left the cautions on, and I've turned off the black flags only because the rule interpretation for the Eutechnics guys, they didn't quite translate that properly onto the game. And if you put any portion of the car underneath the double yellow line, you get a penalty. So gonna let you guys listen to the intro here by I believe Mike Joy and Darrell Waltrip.
Of all professional sports, only NASCAR begins with its biggest event. Welcome to Fox Sports coverage of the Daytona 500. I'm Mike Joy with Hall of Famer Darrell Waltrip.
Mike, the Daytona 500, the great American race. It's the Super Bowl, it's the World Series, it's the Kentucky Derby, all rolled into one.
The 500 has always been the biggest race of any season.
It has, Mike, and there's the guys that are favorites, but I love Dale Jr. in this race. This track means a lot to the Earnhardt family, and I love to see Dale Jr. win this thing.
All right, 200 laps. Let's go.
And how ironic is it that DW says that Dale Jr. is his favorite for this race? I think he's everyone's favorite, to be fair. So here's DW with the call for the start of the race.
Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go great American racing, boys and girls!
That almost sounds like those audio clips were actually pieced together. But anyway, speaking of pieced together, this is my second attempt at this race. You notice there was a cut there at the finish line. But I've decided to be Austin Dillon, return of the number 3, and I've put the car on pole position here. So really the whole point of this race is you're going to see how the car behavior, how the AI behavior is whenever you're the car out front. I've noticed that whenever you're in the trailing pack, the AI basically just stay at the very front of the pack. They stay in a 3-wide formation the whole time. I've let the Hendrick boys underneath, Casey Kane, Jeff Gordon. Oh Lord, and there we go. I've just been clipped there. I tried to sneak in between. I think that was Truex Jr. on the inside, and I think I've just spun him around into the pack. And yeah, unfortunately, he's been the innocent victim there in that one. I was trying to force my way back down. He was underneath me twice there, so totally my fault. But thankfully, the damage isn't exactly great on this game as he came back up across the track, and I think he T-boned the side of Danica Patrick there. But since even though the damage is on full, he shouldn't have any problems getting back up there. Caution summary, nobody pitted there. So I've fallen back to 5th, but thankfully I'm still on the inside line. I'm actually recording this during the rain delay for the Daytona 500, and I've noticed just after the first 30 so laps in the real race, high line definitely the way to go. You can maintain more momentum, easier to also maintain control of the car, because you're taking a wider arc around or wider radius around the top of the track. Easier on the tires, just easier in general. We'll see if the inside line actually can do anything here, but on the game, completely the opposite. Seems like the inside line is the way to go, shortest way around the track. So here I am pushing Chase Elliott, who I'm pretty certain doesn't even have a Cup Riders even in the 500. I'm sure my dad will be cheering for him because he was a big Bill Elliott fan, who is his father. So I've just left him hung out to dry there and cut under the inside of him there going into turn 3. And I've got Kurt Busch and his brand new Haas CNC 41 car. I think it's about his 4th team in 4 years, if the commentary was right on during the 500. So it'll be interesting to see how he gets on now that he's he's driving for Stuart Haas. Stewart is a little bit of a loose cannon himself at times, so I'm sure that any kind of misbehavior that Kurt gets himself into, I'm sure that Stewart probably won't mind too much, as I'm really blocking the crap out of the Hendrick gang here. Jimmy Johnson was trying to get by, as I would just close the door on Danica Patrick there, coming down towards the inside of turn 3. And look at the pack. I mean, it's just 3 by 3 by 3, pretty much all the way from about 2nd or 3rd back. As I'm doing a lot of rearview mirror driving at this point. I am not even really looking out of the front of the car. Just trying to anticipate everyone. I'm also watching that proximity target down there at the bottom center of the screen. It's I definitely used it quite a bit to throw some blocks. Now it's, I would say to a degree, it's probably a bit of a cheat, because whenever you're talking about 3 wide here, sometimes you can't anticipate moves by, you know, cars here where you have, I want to say it's Rudiment and Logano pushing on the inside. I mean, you know, I might not have been able to have seen that if they'd have been a little bit lower, but I would have been able to have seen it down on the proximity indicator on the bottom of the screen. I'm having a bit of a tough time, if you've noticed, just trying to keep the car right down on the yellow line. It's definitely not an easy thing to do with the controller, as Logano's just split between me and Hamlin. That was quite a ballsy move by him, but unfortunately he separated himself there, because I think Hamlin backed out of it when Logano cut in front of him. So it looks like now me and Stenhouse have just put about 5 car lengths on the rest of the field, so it's probably not going to be such a good thing, because they're obviously going to get the slipstream and pull right back up to us, so I'll have to make sure to just watch around in the mirror and on the indicator whether or not anyone gets a run on us. But it looks like it's just a single file line here on the inside. About an 8-car breakaway here, I think, and
On your bumper.
unfortunately I've covered up the lap indicator with the replay, but I think there's only about maybe 4 to go. No, okay, 4 to go there by the race engineer, so not too far. As I've cut back to the inside there, Stenhouse went to the top, and Landon Castle, and look at that, Martin Truex Jr., who I basically tipped into a spin earlier in the race. He's already back up there here in 3rd place, and look at that, he's on the inside, and he's getting a push from, I think, Darrell Wallace Jr. from behind. Yet again, I think another rookie driver who definitely doesn't have a full-time Sprint Cup ride. But coming around here, turn 4, coming to 3 to go, it's definitely looking pretty good for the return of the number 3 in the Great American Race. His AI is fidgeting around a little bit.
3 to go.
My comments really just on the AI in general. They're, I want to say they're raceable around a super speedway. I've read various forum posts and people talking about the game, saying the AI, you can't even race against them on the ovals or on the plate circuits like this and Daytona and Talladega.
Car tucked in behind you. On your bumper.
Really, the only issue that I have with it is that the cars just seem to pull away
Car right behind you.
whenever you're on your first lap, and no matter really how much tape you put on the front of the car to try to speed up the car down the straights, take away airflow. I mean, you can do that. I put a little bit more tape on here to try to make my car a little bit quicker in a straight line, because I knew I was going to be trying to throw blocks and stay in the lead as I go up to try to block Truex, and actually scraped against the wall there coming down into turn 1. Here we have front row Joe Nemechek up in 3rd place, Landon Castle 4th place. Definitely a very wild Daytona 500 going on here, because it looks like Truex has gone down to the inside. He didn't have any help at first, so I'd let him go. But unfortunately, you see the damage there on his right front. His fenders flared up, but nope, he's still trucking along, no problem at all. Because now I'm pretty much stuck on the high side here. But luckily Truex comes up, for some odd reason, he comes up and gives me a slipstream, and that immediately makes him go back as I force it 3 wide through the tri-oval as we're on to the final lap, and this is going to be absolutely hair-raising.
Car inside at your door.
Now I'm just trying to give the squeeze to McMurray, and I actually forced him out of the throttle there. That was a bit cheeky on my part, but I just wanted to get back into the lead, because I knew that if I was going to be stuck on the outside, there's probably nothing I was going to be able to do to win the race other than that. And here we have DW's favorite, Dale Jr., going to the inside, but it looks like I've thrown the block. Not a whole lot that he can do now. He's being pushed from Stenhouse. Got a good run. Looks like Matt Kenseth was there in the background as Jr.'s gone to the high side. Unfortunately, there's no one up there to help him at this point, and it looks like Ambrose might even force him to the far outside. As I'm throwing the block on Stenhouse, here comes Kenseth in the rear view on the inside, but it looks like I'm across the line, and Austin Dillon. Don't know if that's going to be a prediction for the full race, as he's gone pretty much straight to the back. But here we go with some donuts. Unfortunately, I had the traction control assist turned on, because on some of the short tracks where you start off in first gear, you just get massive wheel spin. That the computers sometimes control perfectly and pull 10 car lengths on you. But nevertheless, Gonna try to do some donuts here. I think once you get down to about 0, I had the car sort of wobbling there on the banking. But there we go. Got some wheel spin going. Let's do some donuts. Yeah, unfortunately the flag isn't actually being held out by a hand. I think it's just like molded into the B pillar there behind the window net on the car. But anyways, it's still fun. It would be cool to actually see if you could actually drive into victory lane. As here's Austin Dillon, and oh my God, some kind of a spike that's just well, I'm not even really sure how to describe that, but definitely a bug there. I'm glad there's a few people that that are still applauding even with that rather horrifying glitch going on. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed that, and there'll be more from me very soon.